Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 12th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, December 12th, 2021, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and we have the Fool. So if we have Taurus energy within our natal chart, this is coming up very, very strongly at our root. Then we have the Knight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we have air sign energy within our natal chart, this is coming up very strongly within our inner self, our personal self. We have the Three of Pentacles and we have the Three of Swords. The repeat of the number 3 is showing that we are connected with divinity, which is very, very nice. We then have the Five of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and ourselves, Scorpio, coming through. We're represented by the Death card in the Major Arcana. We're represented by the Cups in the Minor Arcana. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. It's the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We need to be mindful of people twisting and using our words against us. Also, we need to be mindful of a person who is just really good at like rhetoric, at words, at word games, of giving a compliment and an insult at the exact same time. This is a person who just, they're a lot. So just be mindful of that. And they'll come at you like a viper. You can think that you're totally on good, even ground with them. And then all of a sudden they'll strike and it'll be like, wow, what the heck is going on here? Then we have our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Life purpose. So this is the throat chakra. This is speaking our life purpose into being. This is also seeing ourselves being able to ascend towards that purpose during this time. This is speaking our truth. This is looking at what we want, the way that we need to move forward, what we're really looking at, what we really desire within our lives, not holding anything back from ourselves. And our life purpose, we tend to think our life purpose has to be something big and grandiose, but our life purpose can be something considered quote unquote small, something that's about, being the best hairdresser that we could be, or, being the best parent or friend, which we wouldn't consider maybe to be earth shattering, like, handling 18 million different, chaotic things at once. But it is about that. And it is about doing what we love and doing it well. And it's bringing us forward in that purpose, in that direction, in that power. And on the 12th of December, the angel number 1212, it's telling us to move forward. It's reminding us to believe in ourselves, to believe in our dreams, to look at who we are and not say, oh, I'm just, but to say, wow, I do that really well. And I'm kind of kick-ass and really great at this. So let me shine. Now, there is the complication that the Sun squared Neptune falls on this day, which creates a battle with ourselves to overcome our own insecurities, our own hurts and pains and disappointments and personal wounds kind of come up during this time. But with the angel number, again, 1212, we're finding balance within our lives. We're creating and, recreating this balance. We could be recreating it from days gone by. We can be creating it just new, just now, saying, you know what, I need this. I want this within my life. I need this to move me forward. We're appreciating and investing in meaningful relationships, and we're not letting ourselves be pulled down by the ones that are hurtful and hateful or just toxic to us or not bringing us anywhere. We need to keep the peace in our life. This is a time to keep calm, to keep centered, to look at what we really desire. We're stepping out of our comfort zone, and we need to stay focused on our dreams and know that our dreams are manifesting themselves into our daily existence, into our daily lives. The Hierophant is the most powerful card in the tarot if we look at it through people living on this earth, or in representation of people living on this earth. So we have the Emperor, we have the Empress, we have kings, we have queens. But the Hierophant in medieval times ruled them all. He was the Pope, he told them all what to do, and they listened. This is a time where we need to be true, open, and honest with ourselves. We need to look at what we want, we need to look at what we're working for, and we need to look at our traditions, what's important to us. Because as we do, that power guides us forward in a way that has us unlocking doors we didn't even know were locked, has us moving forward and believing in ourselves in a way that we didn't realize we didn't. And it brings us to the Fool. It brings us to being able to embrace a journey that others might look at and say, seriously, that? And it's like, yeah, why not? Because we have to remember, every single hero's journey, every single person that becomes a hero, that becomes an entrepreneur, that becomes somebody who breaks the mold and does their own thing, they started off as a fool. Every single actor, every single singer, it was like, yeah, okay, you think you could do this? And they said yes, and then they did it. Now, it might take some of us longer than it takes others. That's fine. When divinity looks at us, when we're living our life and embracing our soul and ourselves, there isn't that timeline that we give ourselves here on this earthly plane. And so we're embracing the Fool forward. We're walking forward in a way that connects us, in a way that guides us, in a way that sees us, and it brings us to the Knight of Swords. It says here, spontaneity. Well, we have to be a little bit mindful of our spontaneity, because the Knight of Swords can make it so that we just charge forward. It's like, I'm going after what I need. I'm looking at what I desire. Nothing is going to hold me back. And so we can just kind of push forward and go for it. But then also the Knight of Swords, if our energy is centered on what we need and want from our lives, starts to become the sense of balance. What darkness within me, what demons, what dragons do I need to slay in order to be able to stand in confidence within myself? What is holding me back? That's what the Knight of Swords asks. And then as we see that, we see the poison within the world. And it's like, okay, well, how do I cut through this poison? How do I cut through other people's truths that just aren't mine? And then we start to ascend. We start to see our energy vibration becoming higher and higher. We start to see ourselves becoming more aligned with what we want and what we need within our lives. And then that brings us to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is everything that we're trying to balance in our world. It's everything that we think we should be doing. It's everything that we want to be doing. And so the Two of Pentacles is this eternal prosperity that's part of this juggling act. But what it's also telling us is that we have to balance ourselves. We can't balance everything for everybody else. We can't do everything if we ourselves are not centered, because it just starts to fray us. And as we get more afraid and more afraid and more overwhelmed, it becomes harder and harder to see the way forward, to keep everything balanced, to keep everything moving the way that we need it to, the way that we want it to. And then this moves us to the Three of Pentacles. what we're doing here is creating warmth and prosperity and security for ourselves. We have to guard our money. So that's coming up quite honestly during this time. And as we're guarding our money, what we're looking at also is the progression to this point, the sense of the kind of maiden, mother, crone aspects of life, but child, adult, wisdom that we become to encompass everybody. Here we guard it. Here we look at it. Here we know that it's important to honor this aspect of ourselves, to honor our dreams and our desires, the way that we're moving forward, to also honor what we have saved and what we want to do with that savings. It brings us to our dreams coming forward. It brings us to prosperity guiding us with the wheat here, and our dreams coming forward with the poppies. But then it brings us to the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is heartbreak and pain and disappointment. They're the wounds within us that say, but you can't. Don't you remember that you messed up? Don't you remember that you failed and should be punished forever and ever? And Spirit's saying, why? Look at the natural order of things just in the world. Now, not in necessarily a predator-prey sort of way, but think of it as a garden. We pull out weeds, and yet those weeds grow again. They don't say, oh, okay, somebody didn't want me here. I'm never going to be here again. They say, I like it here. I'm going to grow again, and I'm going to just give you something to do. So here, when we have these heartbreaks and these pains, these scars that are given to us by our parents, our caregivers, teachers, friends, family members, lovers, and they wound us when we have tried for something that we have wanted so much, and we fail and we fall, and we think, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm a failure. It's like, why? Why are we letting just 1 or 2 or even 100 times of not being able to move forward the way that we want to stop us? Why aren't we being stubbornly determined? This is a time where we take out the swords, where we say, listen, you don't get to define me by failure. I get to start to heal. And as I'm healing, I'm becoming more powerful within myself, more determined. Now, we're going to be facing something on this day that we faced before. It breaks our heart a little bit, but it also makes us determined with the Three of Pentacles. It breaks our heart with the Three of Swords because it's having us see that pain again. And we'd rather not see it. We'd rather it all just disappear, but that's not how life works. The Five of Swords, when we're facing this battle again, and we're facing what we need to face, what we need to see in our public arena lives, we can have the inkling to be like, no, I'm just going to close the door and not do this, But we also have to say, no, I'm standing up for me. I'm going after what I need and what I want, and I'm not feeling bad about it. Because we would look at this and say, well, they should share. This is a person being a bully or a brute. And yet in medieval times, this is a person being a winner, period, end of discussion. And that, poor sod over there just has to deal with it. And that's how they thought. So a person, when you won a tournament or when you won a duel with another person, you took everything. You could take everything from them. And so here, when we look at this, we have to not look at it with our modern sensibility. We have to look at it as, I've earned this. I've won this. Why the heck am I apologizing for it? It brings us to the Wheel of Fortune, which is our angels so nicely and kindly unraveling so much of the mess that we've made. This is a time with this angel number. Our angels are with us. They're just with us. And they're saying, listen, things got messed up. Things got, all confuddled. I see that. I'm helping you. I'm helping you declutter. I'm helping you transform. Take the gift. Take the gift because it's coming quite beautifully. It can make us feel like we're out of sorts a bit because things are starting to move in a direction that we hadn't anticipated. But it brings us to the Death card. It brings us to ourselves, Scorpio. It brings us to the essence of ourselves. It brings us to our power and our insight and our ideas. But it also brings us to this beautiful transformation that we're embracing in this waking world. And we're saying, this is what I want. This is what I need. I'm not the same person that I was. I mourn that. Yeah, sure, I can. But I'm also moving forward in the power that is me now. We, Scorpio, are a bit better at the transformation of the seeing and understanding that time moves us forward, and we will not be the same person that we were even, an hour ago at times as we are right now. So here we have that better concept with it, which makes it easier for us than it does for other signs. And that's also what makes us a little bit hard to understand at times with other signs that don't understand our transformative power. Here, we cut through so much doubt and so much fear, and we rise like a phoenix from the ashes. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, which is the Lord, absolute power, absolute determination, absolute focus. Things have to be just like this or they're wrong. And this is going to be a time for us where we need to express and explore, and we don't want people telling us what to do. Our subconscious chakra message is forgiveness. This is the heart chakra. It's forgiving ourselves. It's embracing love. It's embracing healing. It's looking at that forgiveness. And again, it's like, okay, I can forgive other people, which can be challenging in and of itself. But there is a power to that forgiveness. But to forgive ourselves for being naive, being too trusting, for not seeing what was right before our eyes, for not being good enough, not being this enough, not being that enough, the scars that we carry from childhood, we start to move forward and to say, I forgive and embrace the love and the passion that is me. And as we do this, we have our subconscious rooted energy, which is the devil. Subconsciously, we're facing those demons. We're facing those monsters. And we're saying, why am I chained to this? Why do I have to be this way? Why do I have to live like this? Why can't I be me? We're releasing the chains of society. We're releasing the chains that we put on ourselves. Okay, success looks like this. And we're starting to redefine. And as we're redefining it, we have our subconscious inner self, which is the devil again. We get caught up in the boundaries of things, in the barriers of things. And like, no, you can't do this because. And now it's like, well, I can do it. I can do it, and I am doing it because I am embracing who I am and what I want and what I desire for my life and my fire and my determination. And we're looking at what has caged us, and we're starting to see that the cage is opened. It brings us to our subconscious emotional self, and it's the Eight of Swords. This is subconsciously, we're way too much in our own heads. We're overthinking, we're overanalyzing, and this holds us back. The Eight of Swords is like, stop. When we see this, we can be one of those people who lives in doubt and fear their whole entire lives, who gives really good reasons why they just can't possibly and why it will never be. And this is a time that we're breaking that barrier. This is a time where we need to step out of our own way. It brings us to our subconscious public arena self, and it's the Ace of Wands. It's passion and new adventures and new beginnings and the fire that's within us. That's ignited. This is a gift from God to our spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. And this fire moves us forward. This fire inspires us. All right. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.